Okay. All right, so welcome. Again, we're in the Capacity Building Initiative informational session, and this is a service to the Berea College Appalachian Fund grantees. That's a partnership between the Berea College Appalachian Fund and the Brushy Fork Leadership Institute. And so, as I said, this is a partnership. And Brushy Fork and the Berea College Appalachian Fund have actually, for decades now, or more than a decade, have worked together to provide capacity building opportunities for grantees of the Appalachian Fund. Primarily, that's been through the Leadership Summit. And so some of you on this call may have been to the Brushy Fork Leadership Summit, and the Berea College Appalachian Fund has sponsored scholarships for people to attend those very intensive workshop tracks for the Brushy Fork Leadership Summit. But we're expanding this work out a little bit with this capacity building initiative. Brushy Fork does bring more than 35 years. In fact, we've been around about 36 years now of experience to this capacity building initiative, doing work in Central Appalachia with communities, with organizations, and with the people who provide leadership in those areas. And then the Berea College Appalachian Fund brings a desire to grow and develop their grantee organizations for success and sustainability. And Davey is going to share a little bit more about that, the interests in the Berea College Appalachian Fund Advisory Council in supporting organizational development. So Davey, if you want to share that.
Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that very much. So it's great to see everybody here. We appreciate you all being on the call today. Want to just highlight a few things. The Appalachian Fund, as you all know, those of you certainly have been kind of long-time grantees, really aspires to be more than just a funder. And in that vein, the Advisory Council really has a deep interest in providing other types of support for our affiliates beyond the direct financial assistance that we provide. And we strongly believe that strong nonprofits help to build and sustain strong communities. And so we're really excited to partner with Brushy Fork. They're really a great team, a strong team, very talented, very skilled, very experienced at bringing this type of training to nonprofits in the region. So we're just really excited to be a partner with them on this project. And we're doing this because we believe the initiative will bring several benefits to you all as grantees. Certainly there's potential to help you all improve the efficiency of your operations, to support sustainability of grantee organizations. We want to help you to the extent that we can create avenues for improved outcomes for individuals, families, and the broader communities that you serve. And then also just to provide opportunities for long-term planning and organizational growth. So again, thank you all for joining us today for this session, and we appreciate your interest in the initiative.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Davey, for that. Sure, I'm over here where we can actually click. Okay. So now we want to kind of give an opportunity for those of you in the space, almost sit in the room, in our virtual room, to get to know each other. And we're going to do that very quickly as we go around, just because we do want to get into the meat of what we want to talk about with this program, first of all. But if we could just go around and let me fix it so I can see everybody so that I can just call on people, because sometimes that makes it go faster. So what we'd like for you to do is just share your name and your organization, and then just in one statement, what is the mission of your organization? So as an example, I would say, my name is Donna Daniels. I'm with the Brushy Fork Leadership Institute, and we work to increase the number and diversity of people taking leadership in Central Appalachia. So just a really quick snippet of your mission, if you could provide that. So I'm just going to start and go in the order of folks on my screen. And first I see Mary is the first person I see on my screen. And Mary, if you want to introduce yourself. Oh, and you'll need to unmute because, yeah.
My name is Mary Guffey, and I am with the St. Mildred Outreach Program. And basically what we do is help people in need of like having their electric paid, or any utilities or housing. Also, if we can't help with money, other assistance by referring and then with just different things for normal living nowadays.
Hey, great. Thank you so much, Mary. And Tammy Durham, you're next on my screen.
Good afternoon. I'm Tammy Durham. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships with Girl Scouts of Kentucky's Wilderness Road. We serve 67 counties in Kentucky, central, northern, east Kentucky. 45 of them are ARC counties. And our funded project this year is to build the volunteer infrastructure and community partnership to expand and sustain. That's the whole focus of this effort. Girl Scout program delivery in our low-income and Hispanic communities. And we have an AmeriCorps project that's also supporting this, that's providing a VISTA member. So that's it's a 3-year project.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Tammy. Jess Estridge, you're next.
Hi, my name is Jess Estridge. I'm a volunteer with the Berea Makerspace. We provide a community workshop for folk to have access to space and tools that in a community that they may not be able to afford on their own. So shared tools, shared equipment, shared workspace. We currently get funding from the Appalachian Fund for a traditional craft program where we lead workshops with woodworkers and blacksmiths in the area for folk to take at a sliding scale price, which goes all the way down to $0.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jess. Teresa Hammonds.
Hi, I'm Teresa Hammonds. I'm the director of the McKinney Center for the Arts in Jonesboro, Tennessee. And our mission is to bring our community together through arts. And we have a grant through the Appalachian Fund for traditional arts. And right now our most popular class that we're providing is canning and growing herbs. So, and we also do a lot of kids classes, pottery and traditional crafts from not just Appalachia, but all over the world.
Great. Thank you, Teresa. Samantha Glaser.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam Glazer, go by Sam or Samantha, and I'm with Teach for America's Appalachia region. We are working toward a 2030 goal where we're hoping to double the number of students who are ready for and successful in post-secondary studies of their choosing. We do this through many ways, but one of the big ways we do it is through recruiting and retaining teachers across the ARC counties in Kentucky.
Thank you, Sam. And Brandy Odell.
Sorry, you guys, we're under construction. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
It's a little bit loud here. It's been a little crazy for the last year and a half, but I'm Brandy Odell. I'm the grant operations and compliance manager for West Virginia Health Right. And our mission is to provide comprehensive quality health care to low-income, uninsured, and underinsured West Virginians. We serve 34 of the 55 counties in West Virginia, and all of those fall in the ARC designated area. And the grant that we have with the Appalachian Fund is for our mobile dental unit, which travels to 5 rural counties, providing free dental services to low-income individuals.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Brandy.
Thank you.
And Brenda Richardson.
I'm Brenda Richardson. I'm with Recovering Joy Arts and Nature Center in Pulaski County. I work with people in jails through our outreach, Arts Connect Eastern Kentucky, and I bring people in recovery centers to the farm. It's a sheep farm, and we do art, all kinds of arts. We've just gotten into weaving, felting, needle felting, shearing, shearing. That's going to be interesting. And pottery, and the grant that we have with the Appalachian Fund is to build a kiln shed and construct a dry laid brick kiln from donated bricks before 2024 ends.
Okay, Great. Thank you so much, Brenda. And Rhonda Phillips, Thompson Scholars.
Hello, good to see several of you I've not seen in many years. Rhonda Phillips, Director of Thompson Scholars, and we're a group in Clay County, and we are working to inspire Appalachian youth, particularly youth of color, to reach their full potential through academic enrichment and promoting health equity. And our grant through the Appalachian Fund is a general operational grant this year.
Thank you, Rhonda. And Carissa Phillips.
Hi, my name's Carissa Phillips. I am with Greenhouse 17. I think I'm joined by a colleague, Katie's on here as well.
Great.
Our mission is to nurture lives harmed by intimate partner abuse. Our service area includes 7 counties in the ARC. We accomplish our mission in a lot of ways, primarily through emergency shelter, court advocacy, and Berea College was instrumental in helping us get our farm started through Grow Appalachia and later the affiliate program. So we're super grateful to be here. Thank you.
Great. And Catherine, do you still want to introduce yourself? Or was it Katie? Is that what? Sorry.
I'm Katie Lewis-Camp. I'm the Grants and Contracts Manager at Greenhouse 17.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay. And Erin Bottomley.
I'm Erin, and also with me is Kim. We're the directors of St. Vincent Mission. We provide services to low-income individuals, including home repair, food pantry, thrift store, and the one that we are funded through Berea College for is our workforce program, where we do paid internships and assist people in finding jobs.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Erin. And Polly Ruddick. Polly may have had to step away. So let's check with Tanya Brookman. We're just introducing ourselves, Tanya. I know you joined a little bit late, but. Okay, and they may be having some trouble getting unmuted. We also have showing up as Brushy Fork. We have Leah Van Winkle, who's with Brushy Fork. Leah, do you want to introduce yourself too?
Yeah, and sorry, I'm just having some internet connectivity stuff with my video, but
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm Leah Van Winkle. I'm a program coordinator at Brushy Fork. So Donna already shared our mission, but I get to work alongside Donna in helping to serve all of you and folks in the region in developing capacity for organizations and leadership.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much, Leah. And Polly just let us know her camera's not working and now she can't unmute. So, so she's going out and coming back in. So we'll let her back in. And Erin, somebody asked what county you're in. So yep, you're in Floyd. Okay, excellent. All right. So the next thing on our agenda actually was to share a poll with a couple of questions. And before I share the poll with you, I want to point out how we'd like for you to answer these questions. The first question, you're going to see some choices about what 2 areas you currently see as the highest priority for development for your organization. And please only select 2 when I share that poll, okay? And then there will be a second question on that same poll. Among all those same choices, and you'll see that list again, what areas do you feel like your organization does well that you could share practices with other organizations? And so you can select any of them that apply in that situation. So let me let Polly back in real quick. Find my mouse here. So that's how we want to do this poll. So I will now launch our poll. And I'm hoping that you all will see this because this is the first time I've launched the poll with their new system. But do folks see that poll on your screens? Excellent. So go ahead and click 2 with that first question, 2 items that you feel like are of highest priority. And there are about 10 things to look through. So sorry about that. You'll have to scroll through. And then on the second question, just select all that apply. And I'll give folks a couple minutes to do that. I'm seeing the answers coming in, so yay. And I'll be able to share the results with you all too, so you can see the results of the poll. And I'm going to mute myself because my dogs have decided to bark. So okay, and it's starting to look like we're getting almost everybody, yeah, has responded now. Yeah. So, is there anybody who needs more time? It looks like the numbers about right for everybody to have responded. All right, so I'm going to end that poll then, and we'll share the results with you. So you should now be able to see results on your screens. Is there anybody who can't see those? So if we take a look at those, then in the first set of questions, obviously it's fundraising and sustainability that rise to the top, with 69% of folks saying their organizations really need development in that area. It's not surprising. We hear that often from organizations. Probably coming in at second among those things is this evaluation and impact measurement. So how do we know we're doing our work well in serving the populations that we serve? So that seems like an area that folks are needing some assistance with. And then strategic planning, proposal writing, and grant reporting are probably third on there. And staff development, program planning and development, and board and governance come in as well. So those are the areas that we're looking at, with fundraising and sustainability being the top one for the organizations that are in this space right now. I just wanted to have folks get a sense of what people are needing in this room. So then if we look down here at what are the things that you feel like your organizations are doing well and could share practices with other organizations, we've got proposal writing and grant reporting that came out actually at the top. So there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of really kind of, ability for people to teach other people. And we're going to talk a little bit later about a peer learning opportunity that we'll be providing. Also, the financial management and program planning and development are areas that you all feel like you're strong in and could probably help other grantees with, as well as board and governance is coming in pretty strong there too. As well as staff development and internal communication. So, okay. So that just gives us some sense. So we're looking at fundraising and sustainability for areas of growth, as well as that evaluation and impact measurement is probably the top two that rose up out of there. And then this idea of, proposal writing and grant reporting, financial management, program planning, development, staff development, internal communication as being areas that you all feel like you're strong at. So that's great. All right. And so I wanted to just have a conversation about what stands out to this group about areas to develop or areas that other organizations do well. Do you all have thoughts about what you just heard?
One thing I noticed was we put the outcomes measurements as a need, and then down in the what we do well, much fewer people put that one. There's not very many people that feel like they do that well. So that actually would rise that one more to the top, because of course I noticed the fundraising, we all needed that, but there were some people that already thought they were good at that, but
Mhm.
I guess
So that
everybody.
could be a peer connection piece.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Good, good. And there actually was one other area that I had added to that poll, and for some reason, I don't know if I just didn't save something right in Zoom or not, but I had added a section for diversity, equity, and inclusion in your work. And I just want to ask if folks feel like that is an area, and I don't know how it got left off the poll because I had added it, but somehow I didn't save something right, apparently. But is there an interest among this group for how to work with diversity, equity, and inclusion, and really incorporate that into your daily work and into your missions?
I don't mind saying something about that. The McKinney Center is actually in a building that used to be called Booker T. Washington School, and it served African-American children from kindergarten to 8th grade from 1940 to 1965. And the town preserved the building. And so part of our mission is to reach out into all diverse aspects of our community. And it's not easy. We have a very small Black community in Jonesboro. Of course, Johnson City and surrounding areas have a much larger population of diverse groups. But we really, really try hard by talking to people one-on-one. For a few years, we tried, sending people emails and flyers and stuff like that, and it just doesn't work. You have to build relationships and build trust. And we started with our alumni, the kids that went to school here when they were 5, 6, 7 years old are now in their 70s. And so we really started there, and we purposely do a lot of programming that centers around diverse stories, stories from their communities, and we just do the best we can. And it's something that is ongoing. It is consistently something that we want to improve, and we try to be as intentional about it as possible.
Mm-hmm. So that does sound like another potential area for us to consider for some organizational development, which has been in our kind of on our minds too. So does anybody else have any thoughts real quick before we move on? What we're going to do next is really kind of give you a description of what the capacity building initiative is, but I don't want to cut this conversation short if folks have other thoughts. Okay, then. That said, let's move on and talk a little bit about the capacity building initiative. And there are 4 elements to this, and we're going to spend some time diving deeper. Oops, my PowerPoint just quit, didn't it? All right, I'm going to just restart real quick. That's very strange. Let's get back to our slide. Okay. So we have these 4 elements. One of those is an online organizational assessment. That's an extensive online assessment tool, and we'll tell you more about that in a little more detail in just a minute. We also are going to provide some workshops that are open to everybody. We're going to do 3 of those. We're thinking they're going to be in person and hybrid, and then probably have one that's online, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. We're actually going to be providing technical assistance as well, and there's going to be a process for that through which we're going to have organizations apply. Because this is sort of like a pilot in how we're providing this technical assistance, we're only going to be able to do that partly because of our own staff capacity with 4 organizations this first year. And so, we'll explain more about how that will work. And then Davey will spend some time talking about this idea around peer learning and site visits with other grantees. And so let's start with this organization assessment. So there is an online assessment that we have built that we suggest that when you take this assessment that you have an executive director or somebody with executive leadership in your organization and your board chair or another board member, if the board chair is not available, to complete this. And when we say board member, it probably needs to be a board member who really has an extensive understanding of the organization and maybe has been on the board for a while. This likely will take a couple of hours, if not a little longer, if you spend a lot of time pondering the questions. There are 14 areas in this assessment. And they cover things like the mission and purpose of your organization, the legal structure, the board structure, the financial systems, your fundraising and sustainability, your strategic planning, evaluation and performance, your work with DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, work with staff development, programs and services. And so there are sets of questions that will allow your organization to think about how you are assessing in each of these areas. Now, if you're an organization from Kentucky, it could be that you have been engaged with the Mountain Association in a very similar kind of an assessment matrix. This one is a little different than the one that Mountain Association did, and it uses a different kind of set of questions. And so even if you've done the SPARK matrix, which is Small Nonprofits Accelerating Rural Kentucky, is what SPARK is for folks that don't know, then you would still want to take this. The thing is this organizational assessment is required if you're going to apply for technical assistance. And if you're going to apply for technical assistance, you will have to have done this organizational assessment by May 15th, because that's when that application is due as well. But if you're not going to apply for technical assistance, this is going to stay open, so you can take it anytime online if you're not applying for the technical assistance piece. And we're going to share a little more about the technical assistance and all that later. So let me stop there and just see if there are any. That's a very quick overview, but if there are any questions that you have about the organizational assessment tool. Okay, and we'll follow up with all of this via email with instructions on the organizational assessment tool, a PDF of the tool, and anyway, to kind of give you more information. So let's touch base real quickly about these workshops. We will do 3 workshops between now and December. 2 of those we want to hold as in-person and hybrid. So we're going to actually do them in person, but we're going to try to set up an opportunity for folks, if it's hard for you to travel, to be able to join those workshops. We have the meeting owl, and so we're able to really do hybrid workshops pretty well. And then we are going to try to do one that is solely online to give everybody that same shared experience together. We right now don't know what those topics are going to be for those workshops, because it's going to be based on what we see from input from the grantees. That includes some of what you've already shared at the Berea College Appalachian Fund affiliates gathering last fall. Davey had done some work to say, where do you need capacity building there? Also, we'll take a look at where folks are with their organizational assessments. And if we're seeing, a lot of organizations with a very similar need, we may go, oh, okay, well, let's do a workshop around that for folks. And so these workshops are open to everyone. So you don't have to apply for them. There's no fee related with them. They are just part of this capacity building initiative. So those are the workshops. We don't yet have them specifically scheduled. We will work on that and get back to you about schedules for those workshops. Now let's talk about the technical assistance, which is a little bit different piece of this than a workshop. And so we're going to release this application for technical assistance by the end of April. We have a deadline of May 15th, and we're going to notify those organizations that applied, whether they were accepted into this first cohort or not, by May 31st. So you'll know by May 31st if you apply, whether you're going to be able to, whether we're going to be able to serve you this year. So again, we're only going to be able to do 4 organizations at this time. Each of those organizations is eligible for 10 hours of technical assistance with Brushy Fork staff on whatever topic they need development around. What we're going to strive to do is start that technical assistance with an in-person meeting with the staff or board members that are going to be engaged with the technical assistance. We feel like it's important for us to build that relationship in the beginning. We know that might mean some travel to some places, but we're going to be willing to do that. But then simply to try to use the resources as efficiently as we can. Then we are going to move toward doing that work mostly remotely if possible. So we'll be doing Zoom meetings and phone calls and emails to continue that technical assistance as we can. And again, the topic of that technical assistance will depend on the organization's needs when they apply for it. So that is our technical assistance piece. And maybe we'll just hold questions. If you have questions, hang on to them. We'll hold them till the end. And so Davey, do you want to talk a little bit about the your vision for the peer learning and the site visits? And I captured a few things there, but.
Yeah, thank you, Don. I appreciate it. And so really this piece is something that came from you all. This is directly from input that we got from our grantees. We collected some information at the affiliates gathering back in the fall. And one area that you all really indicated that you would like to pursue a little further is visiting other grantees to learn more about the work that they do and kind of share best practices and how you all manage, whether managing staff or managing programs or volunteers or finances, whatever the area of need might be. And so we want to be responsive to that to the extent that we can, of course. And so what I have in mind here is that we'll offer maybe 3 opportunities for 3 organizations per quarter to do some visits with other grantees. So if you're an organization and you're experiencing a deficiency, you feel like you need some support in a certain area, and you know of another organization, or we can help match you with another organization that has a strength in that area, then we can provide you a stipend, travel stipend, to allow you to take time to go visit that other organization, to collaborate, talk about how they do their work, and it's a real important, I think, peer learning opportunity. This is in recognition too of the fact that while the work that Donna and her team is so valuable and important, there are also other opportunities or other types of learning environments that you all can gain from. So this is one of those, and we want to make that available to you. So more information will be coming about that.
And then we do have another couple of opportunities that we wanted to just share and have you all save these dates. The first is the Berea College Appalachian Fund annual gathering. The affiliate gathering will be September 12th and 13th, 2024 at Berea College. And of course, that's the opportunity for all the grantees to get together to share about the work they're doing. Davey, do you want to say any more about the Appalachian Fund gathering this year?
I think most folks on the call are familiar with it, but for those of you who aren't, we just bring folks together for a couple of days on campus. We provide lodging and meals. It's really a great opportunity for networking. We do a little bit of some kind of leadership development training, and really we try to make this available as a space for folks to learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. And then the second opportunity that's coming up a little later in the fall is the Brushy Fork Leadership Summit. It's November 12th and 13th, so hold those dates too. We are currently working on planning the Leadership Summit, and so we're not quite nailed down on what the workshop tracks are. Input we're getting from you all and from other organizations and other community members and leaders across the region that have come to the summit will inform what that ends up looking like, and we'll just continue sharing out information about it, but just wanted to at least share the dates with you. And so that is pretty much our presentation. And so we wanted to give you all a chance to talk about what you've heard, to ask questions of us if you have questions. And I may stop sharing now just so that you all can see each other. But we appreciate you coming today. I want to say that before I forget to say that. But please do, if you've got questions or suggestions about any of this, let us know what you think.
A quick question. How do you choose the 4? Is it the most need, or is it something about their organizational assessment, or how do you make those decisions?
So we're working on our criteria really for how are we going to make those selections clearly. I'm thinking that probably it will somewhat, we want to be sure that Brushy Fork staff have the capacity to share, to fill that technical assistance need. If we go, oh, we don't really have the we don't have the capacity to fulfill this technical assistance need, let's see if we can find another resource to connect that organization to. So even if you don't get selected for technical assistance, that doesn't mean we're not going to try to help connect you to something if we can find some other resource for you. you know, I think that probably we're going to be thinking about serving a variety of sizes of organizations. We probably want to try to think about, are we hitting the geographic areas for the Berea College Appalachian Fund? So, you know, when we get those applications in, we'll be looking at them, pulling Davey into that conversation as well, and, you know, trying to do the best we can to identify need. Yes, that would be also one of the criteria. Is this a critical need for this organization? And, you know, are we spreading the wealth, so to speak, geographically? Do we have the capacity to do the work? We don't want to overpromise to an organization. You know, so Davey, do you have anything to add to that from your end?
No, I think you covered it pretty well, Donna. I will say that the plan is for us the Appalachian Fund to partner with Brushy Fork again next year.
Yes.
On capacity building. So those organizations that are not selected this year, if you really have a strong need, certainly there may be additional opportunities in the coming year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this really is a pilot situation for us in a way for doing the work this way. And so, you know, as we learn, maybe we'll learn that we can do more than 4. Not promising anything, but, you know, I'm always, yeah.
I'm sorry. When I think of technical assistance, it's so broad. There's so many things. Could you give examples of the types of technical assistance that you can provide through Brushy Fork?
Yeah. So we have done work with board development. We have done work with helping organizations refine their mission and values and communicate those out. We have done strategic planning work with organizations. We could probably help, we could help organizations think about evaluation and performance, and how are we thinking about outputs and outcomes of our programs as well. We have, you know, Leah has done a lot of diversity, equity, and inclusion work with organizations. So she has a very strong skill set around that. I think we have the skill set to do tactical planning around program development and planning. If you're trying to put together a program and you're trying to think about, you know, how should this program work, and, you know, what's the best way for, you know, creating the flow for the program, things like that. You know, we have a skill set around that. I think, and we, you know, we can do some things with fundraising, reporting, those types of things. If you're an organization that says something like, we are going to, we really want to adopt QuickBooks for nonprofits at our organization, we don't really have the skill set for that. But we would try to find another resource for you, for somebody that could provide that kind of financial, you know, really detailed systems thinking. We really are, of course, have primarily done leadership and community development, organizational development that way. And so we're focused on the people skills kind of sets of things, but also organizational development stuff. So does that help? Okay. Leah, do you have anything to add to that? Just as a Brushy Fork staff person?
No, I think that was quite comprehensive, Donna, but I guess just to say that, you know, if there's something in particular that she didn't list that's on anyone's radar, if we don't know how to do it, we may not know we know how to do it, or we might know who does.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Any other questions about? Oh, Tammy.
I just wanted to say, I think this is a very thoughtful process that you put together here, that allows us to work together in a variety of different ways. And I appreciate, you know, being invited to participate.
Thank you so much. And, you know, actually, for some reason that caused the thought to rise in my mind that, you know, with things like some of those financial systems, if there's an organization that is a grantee that says, oh yeah, we have a really well laid out financial system, that peer learning could be an opportunity for some of the skill sets that Brushy Fork doesn't have. So, you know, I encourage you, even if you're working on that organization assessment and you kind of go, oh, this is not an area that Brushy Fork would help us in, but if you go, we need help in it, just be honest on that thing, because we can, it will help us and help you think about comprehensively your organization and where are the areas that we could strengthen ourselves. And, and we will do all we can to help make those connections.
It's always a lot of different balls to keep up in the air is what I'm, over the years, that's what I was thinking, it's like, for example, I've done a lot of grant writing over the first or the last half of my career. Before that, I was more in membership recruitment, volunteer training, and, keeping up with the trends and being competitive and, just connecting with the right people, developing. I mean, to me, it always goes back to that relationship building. It's always taking the time and meeting the people and talking to people and find out how we can work together. So.
Anybody else have any thoughts or questions? Okay, well, we may give you all back 15 minutes of your day then. So we really appreciate your taking the time to be on this call. We'll make this recording available if you know other organizations, other grantees that weren't able to join. And if they start asking you questions, say, oh, there's a recording, but of course, feel free to, to share with them as well. But appreciate your time. Davey, do you want to say anything to close out?
It was great to see everybody. Thank you all for your interest again. We hope that you'll take advantage of this opportunity. And as always, let us know if there are ways that we can help you.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You all.
Thanks. Bye-bye.